Hello and welcome to I Heart Gardening. I'm Nadine and today's video is about edible landscaping. So I have a very small yard. I live in outer suburbia in a newer home where lots are small. So I need to incorporate as much as I can into the small space. So including landscaping that's nice to look at. I need to have trees for privacy, but I also want to have food. So I'll show you how I've combined all of that together. So in my yard, I have herbs, vegetables, and fruit. And I'll show you what I've got here. So I have a little bit of a herb garden down here. So acting as ground covers, I have oregano, thyme, and lemon thyme, and those are perennials, so those will come back next year. I did have some lovage and asparagus planted here, but I also shared this yard with my dog, and this is right on his path where he runs circles around here. But we've been gone for a few days and I can see I have one asparagus that's popped up again. Maybe I'll move that, find another spot where my dog won't trample over it. So I have a lot of perennials in here, but I also have my edibles as well. I have an apple tree and it produces quite well. I'm going to have lots of apples this year. And down here, I've got some pots that are in the ground. And the reason that I've done that is because the landscaping was here first with this bark mulch. And I decided to add the vegetables after. So putting these pots in the ground was a way to get them above the bark mulch. But also because I have clay soil, I wanted a way to add some good soil in there. So in these pots this year, I have zucchini, and I do have some zucchinis here, but I was worried about the zucchinis getting a little bit on the big side, so I planted container variety zucchini, and the plants have actually stayed a really nice size, but the zucchini themselves are actually a little bit on the smaller size as well. But they've been producing lots of fruit, so not a worry there. They've kind of made up for quantity what they lack in size. And another way to get more in a small space is by vertical gardening. So this year I've put some supports right here and grew spaghetti squash. So spaghetti squash will climb, and I do have fruit there. And this one has decided to attach itself to a branch of my apple tree. And for some reason, I think this is so cute, so I'm going to leave it. And I've got another squash there. I do have raspberries in this bed. I actually have a row of raspberry shortcake, which are a shrub raspberry and stay shorter. They are not tall canes. They do spread like crazy, and I am constantly picking out raspberry shoots where I don't want them, but they're easy to pull out. And this year we're having a good crop of raspberries. I do have some golden raspberries as well in this bed. They're just at the back and they are the canes. But again, I have been getting some raspberry fruits off of those. Every year I do things a little bit differently. I never have the exact same yard 2 years in a row. I did have root vegetables in these pots last year, like carrots and beets, but my dog kept pulling them out of the ground and eating them, so I've put those in containers this year. I do have quite a bit of vegetable container gardening, but that'll be for another video. And down here I have mint. So I do have chocolate mint here, a pineapple mint, and might be margarita mint. And I've put the pots directly in the ground, and the bottoms are in the pots. I should clarify that. Where I have the zucchini, I've taken the bottoms out of the pot. But for the mint, because they spread by roots underground so much, to control the mint, they're in the pot. Then over this way, I do have a cherry tree. This is part of the Romance series, Hearty sour cherries. It's apparently one of the sweetest of the sour cherries. It's a Juliet. All the cherries are gone now. Between me and the birds, we ate them all. And then over here I have my Saskatoons, and these are obelisk Saskatoons, meaning their growth habit is a little bit more upright. They're tall and narrow, and again serving as a privacy screen between me and my neighbor. And they are producing quite well. They are late this year, but I am getting lots of Saskatoons now, and these are delicious. We've had lots of rain this year, so they are nice and plump and sweet. I did put in some haskap shrubs last year, I think. I'm not sure the fate of these shrubs, and I don't remember offhand which two these are. I know you're supposed to have two to cross-pollinate, a smaller variety and a larger variety. This is the smaller variety, and then I do have the larger variety of the haskap over here. Again, my dog's been eating the berries, so I'm not sure if these are going to stay. And the berries of the smaller one were actually pretty sour, so not sure that I love those. Maybe I'll replace them. So if you're wanting to grow food, just make sure you have a sunny spot. And this is the one area of my yard where I have sun, so I've used pots in lots of other areas where I have sun but just don't have the space. But again, that'll be another video. So I have one more area where I have some in-ground edibles at the front along my driveway, and I'll show you that. I forgot, I do have some more edibles over here, and again, just with the buried pots without the bottoms in the bark mulch there, I've got some chives, and these are perennial, and I think I've got some annual green onion behind there. And then I do have another pot on the other side because I like symmetry. This bed is symmetrical on both sides. I've got leeks planted in here, and apparently I'm a very lazy leek gardener. These big ones actually overwintered from last year, but I did put some leeks that I started from seed in here this year. There might be some smaller ones in there. And I should mention I'm a garden zone 3B, maybe 4A with the climate change, so I get pretty excited when things overwinter here. This bed here is along my driveway. It's a very narrow space. Actually, this is half of this belongs to me and half to my neighbor. Again, these small lots. But this is where I have the sun. This is the south side of my house. So if I want to catch the sun to grow the food, I gotta get clever where I put things. So this year I put in some strawberries. And strawberries overwinter here for me as long as they have a good leaf mulch cover. But because this is on my driveway, it's also going to have a really good snow cover as well, because when I shovel in the winter, this is where I'm going to pile the snow. I do have strawberries going there. The one thing I'm worried about here is the rabbits getting at it, so I am going to just sprinkle some blood meal around, and the smell of that should hopefully deter the rabbits. I forgot to mention I do have a rhubarb in the back. It doesn't look like much at this point because it's small. I just got to find the right spot for it, but rhubarb is also another good plant for your edible landscape. So thanks for watching. Hope this helped. See you soon. Bye bye.